All right. So before we get to the Boeing story, which I have some interesting pieces on, Dan Clancy also had a take on it. Where is it? Does anyone have that? Does anyone have the Dan Clancy statement on the layoffs, talking about how this is, Twitch grew with projections and we grew the company to what we thought it would be at in the next 2 years, 3 years, and not where it's at right now, something along those lines. And oh, here it is. To the Twitch community, I wanted to send a short note to let you know that we've made the difficult decision to reduce the size of our workforce today. At this point in time, we are focused on communicating with our employees and providing them with clarity on how this impacts each of them. We greatly value the employees we're saying goodbye to today as people and professionals and are grateful for all their efforts to support all of you. I'm sharing a copy of the email that I sent out to the company this morning to provide more context on the decision. Please know that Twitch remains focused on serving our streamers and ensuring that this is the best place to live stream for many to come. I know that you will have additional questions about how this might impact the community, and I'll host a stream on Twitch on Thursday, January 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific time to speak with all of you. Okay. I found an article from January 2020 which says Twitch headcount at the time was like 1,500 globally. 500 being 35% of the current staffers means they're now going to be at about 1,000, if my math is correct. Literally smaller than they were in 2020. But this isn't what I was... this isn't what I'm looking for. Oh, team. The team side is what I'm talking about. Here. Team. Today I have some incredibly difficult news to share. As you all know, we have worked hard over the last year to run our business as sustainably as possible. Unfortunately, we still have work to do to right-size our company. That is such a Silicon Valley. That is so tech speak right there. To right-size, not downsize, right-size our company. And I regret having to share that we are taking the painful step to reduce our headcount by just over 500 people across Twitch. This will be a very hard day. Our service exists to empower communities to create together. And every single one of you has played a vital role in fostering our community and furthering that mission. The problem with a situation like this, okay, is that Dan Clancy is the CEO. But Dan Clancy is not the CEO of a company that is completely independent and can go out and take out additional loans in and of itself and continue keeping the company afloat as it tries to, I guess, find new revenue maxing strategies. Okay? He is the CEO of a company that is underneath another company. Another company that is, of course, Amazon. When Daddy Amazon, and I've said this so many times, Daddy Amazon says Twitch is not profitable, that's accounting. Okay? When Daddy Amazon says, oh, Twitch is blowing up, you can hire now, and Twitch ends up hiring a bunch of people, okay? Then that's how it goes. And this isn't just Twitch. This is across the Amazon video sector. Amazon to lay off several hundred staff in Prime Video studios. Don't be defending Dan's dumbass. If you think that this is a defense of Dan and not simply what's what, and I have unconditionally talked about this and have gotten yelled at non-stop about this particular thing over and over again, okay? Because it's just the truth. I don't know what to tell you. You're describing the entire tech sector, not just Amazon. Yeah, this is not me defending Dan. This is me explaining to you the truth. If you recall, a while ago when Kick first came out to the market, a lot of people said, Hasan, you don't know what you're talking about. Amazon doesn't profit from Kick, or Twitch doesn't profit directly from Kick. And I told you guys at the time a couple different things. Amazon runs AWS. It is the most costly part of Twitch's runway, okay? Twitch as a live streaming platform, just like Microsoft tried to do a live streaming platform and failed, Mixer, has costs, okay? The most significant cost of Twitch is live web hosting. This is a profoundly costly endeavor regardless. There is like a built-in cost to it, okay? No matter what happens. Now, that cost of keeping the servers alive is, of course, that cost of keeping the servers alive and making sure that they don't, like, catch on fire like they have in the past, and ensuring that that still works on the back end, all of that is very expensive, Okay, it is. That is probably one of the most expensive parts of live web or any kind of live streaming platform. Okay, now having said all of that, of course, Amazon already has all of that, right? Amazon already this is their main bread and butter. Amazon makes a lot of money off of AWS, their web service. Okay, half of the internet runs on AWS, the other half runs on Microsoft's web service and Google as well. But I believe Microsoft is the second biggest, right? And AWS, Azure is the second biggest. AWS is the biggest. Azure is the second biggest. And then I guess Google. So Google Cloud is the third. So having said all of that, it's a very important business for Amazon. What they could technically do, like I said, if they wanted to tomorrow decide that Twitch is the most profitable live streaming platform on the planet, they could just simply massage the numbers and go, the cost of the live web hosting to Twitch from Amazon is $0. If they were to decide internally in their accounting that you are no longer technically paying for web service, Twitch would be the most profitable company on the planet. Okay? Maybe not on the planet, but one of them. It would certainly be the most profitable live streaming software, live streaming service out there. Now, this is why I say it's all a matter of internal accounting. Depending on how much Amazon, the main company, decides Twitch costs them, okay, they decide whether Twitch is profitable or not. Kick, on the other hand, does not have the same exact approach to it because Kick is using AWS to even have a website. Okay? You've been saying this ever since Congress asked Bezos about Twitch and he had zero clue what it was. Yes, and I was very happy back then. And the reason for why I did not want Jeff Bezos to know what Twitch is because I don't want him to look into it and then find out that it's like not exactly a great business for them. Okay? You still got to do intercompany eliminations. It's a true economic activity that enters and leaves the conglomerate. So yes. So internally, there's two different kinds of accounting, right? So you have the I guess opportunity cost of like Amazon's limited web hosting service and how much bandwidth they're giving to Twitch versus whether or not they sold it to an outside company, that web service. Okay? So that would be probably judged on market rates. Okay? So there's an internal cost, like an actual cost of running this service, which would be like whatever it is. After all the sunk costs, whatever it is that is like whatever fraction of the upkeep of the servers that Twitch is costing Amazon for just simply existing versus the actual cost of it when judged as though Twitch is an outside entity coming to Amazon to purchase AWS. There's a second part of this, though. The second part of this is, of course, the white glove production back-end service that Twitch also, or Amazon also sells. Some of those are Twitch staffers, okay? Some of those people that are working on, for example, when Kick purchased AWS, there's a second part of AWS called IVS, okay? IVS is the bones, the skeleton of a live streaming service. Some of those guys that work at Twitch directly work on IVS. So technically, Amazon is making money off of selling basically the skeleton of Twitch to other companies as well. Okay? It's like a white label. It's a white label product. Okay, how do you know all this shit? What do you mean? This is like all readily available things that you can find out on your own. IVS is the technology that Amazon bought Twitch to integrate into AWS as a service. Yes. So, having said that, it's another way that Twitch makes money. It's another way that Twitch makes money for Amazon. Twitch also, as a, I guess, separate entity under the Amazon umbrella, generates revenue for Amazon by obviously giving a subscription percentage from every subscriber that subscribes at the top of the hour to my channel, for example, to avoid the ads at the top of the hour, the 3-minute ad break. They take a percentage of that, right? Another way that Twitch makes money or for Amazon, generates revenue for Amazon, is when a streamer like myself runs ads at the top of the hour. They take a percentage of that too. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free, right? That's how it works. Then there's obviously like other contracts and things of that nature. I'm sure like there's sponsorship deals across the board on the platform, yada, yada, yada. 34 MKD50, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. I was just giving an example. Here's the 3-minute ad break now, by the way. It seems really easy for them to just adjust stuff to make zero profit on paper, just like the rest of Amazon. Of course. That's one of the many benefits of... That is one of the many benefits of being a massive company that has successfully implemented horizontal and vertical integration. That's how it works. You can transfer pricing from one side to the next. It is the same principle behind Amazon having its own delivery service. Okay? That's it. That's how this works. Plus, Twitch can act as a marketing platform for Amazon. It adds an additional benefit to subscribing to Amazon Prime. Yes, but I don't think there's a big enough ask. Like, I think Prime works in the opposite direction. Prime makes Twitch a better platform for content creators because it offers a tremendous amount of revenue, right? Rather than vice versa, where people are getting Amazon Prime because they want to get a Twitch Prime as a consequence. Like, I don't think it works that way. Transfer pricing within a company is not just something you can just arbitrarily set for subsidiaries, though a consistent arm's length approach is generally required by regulators. I laugh at the notion that there is like some serious regulatory oversight here, but you're right. On paper, there is, of course, some level of regulatory oversight. You're right. It's just, is there enforcement of such regulatory oversight? I do not know. Now, there is some supposedly regulatory oversight coming to Amazon specifically as it pertains to its monopolies from the likes of Lena Khan. When you say U.S. regulators ? There are some U.S. regulators that are currently working specifically on Amazon. Perhaps that is one of the reasons as to why they are doing more internal accounting to ensure that there is that they're making all of their video divisions more profitable on paper. Okay. I did this for a software company in Canada. It's essentially a facade law. Regulators work with the entity to make it work, so it's fine and dandy for public scrutiny. Yeah. So maybe Amazon is just reporting that Twitch is losing money to meet regulatory appearances, but in reality, it does make money hand over fist because I pay myself. Isn't getting anyone into debt. So let's get back to the Dan Clancy. Now that I described this, let's get back to the Dan Clancy statement. I know many of you are wondering why this is happening. Over the last year, we've been working to build a more sustainable business so that Twitch will be here for the long run. And throughout the year, we have cut costs and made many decisions to be more efficient. Unfortunately, despite these efforts, it has become clear that our organization is still meaningfully larger than it needs to be given the size of our business. Last year, we paid out over $1 billion to streamers. So while the Twitch business remains strong, For some time now, the organization has been sized based upon where we optimistically expect our business to be in 3 or more years, not where we're at today. As with many other companies in the tech space, we are now sizing our organization based upon the current scale of our business and conservative predictions of how we expect to grow in the future. This decision, while incredibly difficult and painful, is necessary to ensure that we can continue to serve our streamers sustainably without impacting their ability to support their careers on Twitch. Part of what makes this so difficult is the passion that so many of you share for the Twitch community and the hard work you've put into serving our streamers. I know you are all wondering what this decision means for you and your role moving forward. While we know it is better to hear about the impact face-to-face, we realize that it is more important to share the news with the affected individuals as quickly as possible. With that in mind, here's what you can expect within the next hour. If your role is affected by this decision, if you live in the US, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, or Singapore, in the next few minutes, I will send an email to this group of people sharing the unfortunate news that your position is being eliminated. Okay, well, that's crazy. Afterwards, being eliminated. Unfortunate news that your position is being eliminated. Important details on everything we're doing to support you through this transition. Afterward, your org leader will reach out directly via email with more specific information about your severance package and to give you the option to speak with them individually. These one-to-one meetings will take place over the next few days. If your role is affected by this decision and you're in any country not listed above, in the next few minutes, you will receive an email from Lauren Nunez with more specific information on the process and the next steps, which vary by country. For everyone who's leaving Twitch today, I know how important it is to say goodbye to your colleagues, so you will retain access to Slack and your email until 1 p.m. Pacific. If you are in Singapore, you will have access until 12 p.m. local time. Jesus. If your role was not affected, I will send another email to this group confirming your role was not affected by this decision. Afterwards, I plan to host regional all-hands throughout the day so you can hear from me directly. Details on the time of these sessions and calendar invites will come through later this morning. I also want to acknowledge how disappointed I was yesterday that this information leaked. I'm sorry for all the anxiety that it caused over the last several hours. Our hope was that you all would hear this from us this morning and very quickly understand how this impacted your role, and we were unfortunately not able to accelerate the timeline, which I know is very frustrating. I want to close with my sincerest apologies to everyone who is leaving Twitch. You are some of the most talented, committed, and creative people I've ever worked with. Thank you for everything you've done to help us build Twitch and foster our community. We are all here because we believe in the power of Twitch in our community, and while our mission is far from over, right now our focus is on taking care of each other. I'm always grateful for how well you all support and show up for one another during our best and most difficult moments. Dan. So talented, but not enough to pay you, though. My company cut off access while people were in the call finding out they were laid off, so at least they did that. Interestingly, apparently they didn't do due diligence with advanced public notice of mass layoffs, and people will still be on payroll for 2 months, or Twitch broke the law. Wasn't this on the Warren report? Aren't those supposed to be heads up for incoming layoffs? Technically, they will keep everyone to be laid off on payroll for 2 more months to comply with Warren. Does that mean in 2 months we see Twitch or Amazon with layoffs dated around this time? The way these are presented online has made me think they're a heads up for people getting laid off. Is this not true? I mean, I'm sure that it's like probably packaged as their severance, right? Yeah, that's usually how it works. Like you get put on payroll. They're like the most layoffs are always awful. The most, I guess, like the best, most ethical type of layoff that you can engage in is the voluntary severance package layoffs, but that's obviously very costly to the company, so most people don't want to do that, where they will see areas that they need to significantly downsize in, and they will go to all of the workers in said areas and say, hey, if you leave now, we'll pay basically 6 months of your, depending on what the severance package looks like. They make this internal calculation. 2 months is usual, but in the most ethical layoffs that happen, and I have friends that have literally gone through this in the tech sector, where they will go up to you and they say, hey, there's going to be downsizing occurring here, and we want to give you the option to voluntarily leave now. And if you voluntarily leave now, we will pay you. We'll pay you like 3 months, 4 months, or maybe even up to 6 months of compensation, like as though you have a job here for 6 additional months. Right? You stay on payroll for 60 days, and if you don't got a job, you get a severance at that point. You are still non-functioning employee to go with the WARN Act.